Welcome into the Cougs in the Pros podcast. Kyle Ireland, and with me is Matt Biamonte. Matt, we have made it. We are here. It is game day. Week 1 of the NFL season kicks off tonight, Thursday night football. It's weird how they do it. It's like the Sunday night football crew, but Thursday night. I'm excited as like a general NFL fan. I know that you're a Rams fan. I'm a Colts fan. As a Colts fan, I'm not excited about this, so I'm really going to lean into the pod this year. We're going to be focusing on the BYU guys because of my current team situation. I think you probably feel better than you did when we recorded a week and a half ago with Stafford and his situation.
Yes, absolutely. Good point. I just want to point out I am not holding the phone. I'm in Tesla full self-driving. So it's two birds, one stone. It's completely safe. And
Hey,
I'll just quickly throw this in there, then I'll get back to your question. I got the
no,
Tesla
you're good.
Robotaxi app last night. I might be riding in that baby next week down in Austin. So I'm all for technology, and if this is safe. I just want you to know this is safe, and we're going to have a good conversation as I battle the commute on I-15. I feel a lot better about the Rams now that Stafford is showing more signs of health. I need to see it for a prolonged period of time, just because if we learned anything in the NFL over the last couple of years, you got to have consistent, high quality quarterback play. You think about the teams in the Final Four last year: Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, all healthy and all dang good. So even if Stafford can't be in and
Yeah.
out, he's got to be there the whole year if the Rams want any chance at competing for a NFC championship berth or a trip to the Super Bowl.
Well, as far as your car is concerned, work harder or work smarter, not harder, right? Like that's the mentality going in today. But
Hey,
I
don't
couldn't
you have a
agree with.
Tesla? I thought you had a Tesla.
No, I need to. It's,
You
it's on
got
the
you got to
bucket list.
you got to get on that, man. You got to get on it.
For a techie guy like myself, like you are, like some of our friends, I definitely need to join the fraternity of Tesla owners. But today, Matt, we wanted to run through, do our preseason predictions, go through a bunch of these, awards that they hand out at the end of the year, give what we would think as far as the BYU guys are concerned, and then also throw out some general NFL takes. So let's get started. Let's do the BYU MVP of the year. We're going to start it off strong. Matt, who is your MVP for BYU as far as the NFL guys are concerned this season?
The real question here, Kyle, is who is going to be runner up for MVP, in my opinion, because I feel like until Fred Warner is dethroned, how can you pick anyone else? He's the best player in his position, right?
Yeah.
So I'm struggling to even think of who could even push to be the MVP. I just feel like Fred, even last year, battled injury most of the year, and he was still one of the best players at his position. He had a broken foot. So to me, Fred Warner's at the peak of his game. He's at the peak of his career. I think it would be foolish to pick anyone other than Fred Warner.
My pick is going to be Puka Nakua. Fred's the obvious choice, but since I have to go different here, I'm going to go Puka Nakua, also a guy who battled injuries last year. I'm really hoping that Stafford can stay healthy, and that's kind of one of the reasons why I wanted to tease your Rams fanhood to begin this podcast, because it really is coming down to the quarterback play. I think that if Puka can stay healthy, Stafford can stay healthy. There's still a year or two left of Stafford, I think, that plays at a high level, and Puka has shown that he is one of those top wideouts in the NFL. And so going into this season, I look to see if he can take another jump in his game, another level, so to speak. So Puka is going to be my MVP. Next up, we've got
Wait, hold up. I do
what?
have a
You want a
concern on.
rebuttal? Yeah,
I do
let's
want. I
see.
do have
Let's
a
see the
concern
rebuttal.
here. I don't think Puka will be anywhere near Fred Warner, first off. But second off, I do have concerns as Puka as a bona fide number one. I know that in terms of targets and receptions and production, last year he
Yeah.
was the number one, but he also still played with Cooper Cup. And if you know anything about the Rams, Cooper Cup had a monumental impact on Puka Nakua in terms of diet, in terms of training, in terms of knowledge of the offense. If
Sure.
with Cooper not there, I'm curious to see if Puka can take that next step. I believe he can. I think he is a super talented guy, but I don't think it's as automatic as, well, we'll just send Cooper Cup out the door and you'll be the number one. Now, it does help that they bring in Devontae Adams because I do think Devontae Adams is at this stage of his career, a great number two and can kind of fill that Cooper Cup role. But let's see how Puka fares without his mentor because Cooper Cup was instrumental in the success of Puka Nakua up to this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's a lot to be said there. And I think you're accurate and right about that. A lot of it is just Fred is the MVP. It's hard to pick somebody against him. For sake of, choosing somebody different, I
For
go
sure. I
Puka.
get it.
But I will say that you make good points there. The other thing about Puka that's interesting to me, Matt, just real quick on this is I think that Puka, we saw a lot from him in his rookie season that gives me hope that he can be that bona fide number one wideout with the level of production. I mean, he was so good his rookie year and
For
obviously
sure.
battled a bunch last season. But your relationship with Cooper Cup there that you brought up, I do think that this will be an interesting year to look at him and see how much of an impact that truly did have as far as like on the field stuff is concerned, based off of teams having to worry about the two of them as opposed to just zoning in on, hey, like Puka's their guy, Puka's their guy. Which you saw a little bit of even his rookie year when Cooper Cup was hurt and was out. So let's move on. Let's go to BYU's breakout player of the year, Matt. Who's your breakout player?
Man, this is a hard one because the last time we did the pod, I might have said Jacob Robinson could be the breakout player for BYU. And then he breaks his arm and he's on the
Yeah.
IR for the whole year. So you've got to take him
Oh
on the
man, bad
list.
choice of words there. Breakout.
Breakout, broken arm, speedy recovery for Jacob Robinson. Hopefully, he made enough of an impression. And since he'll be around the building on the IR, that maybe he can stick around and make another crack at it next year. Breakout player for me, I'm going to go with this is maybe a crazy one, but I'm going to go with Chris Brooks in Green Bay. I think Chris Brooks it has all the talent to be a double digit touch guy. I know that he is going to be behind Josh Jacobs. I totally understand that, but in today's day and age of the NFL, you cannot ride with one running back. It just does not work. You're going to have multiple guys make plays, and I think this is the year that Chris Brooks becomes a legitimate NFL player. He's been on the fringe of the practice squad and barely making teams, and I love what happened with him in Green Bay. I think he's going to find a home and make an impact and be in the league for a while. So I'll go Chris Brooks.
Yeah, we talked about Chris Brooks for a few minutes on the pod last time too. I do like his talent, and again, going back to his time at BYU, I just wish that they would have utilized him more. I think that he's a super talented running back, and we've seen him have his stints in Miami and Green Bay and shown some production there. So I like that pick. I'm going to go with Chiefs offensive tackle Kingsley Suamataia.
That's a
I think
bold take compared to
I know
how his rookie season went.
exactly, and especially how it started. The fact that he was getting roasted by Chris Collinsworth on NBC. Man, poor Kingsley. His rookie year, I hope, is not the end all be all for him at the next level because it did not look pretty to start off the year last year. So hopefully he can, I guess, show more than what we saw a season ago. So that's my pick for
I
breakout
hate
player
that
of the year.
pick. I absolutely hate that pick. Of all the players that you could have picked, you picked Kingsley. Kingsley is immensely talented, and if there is a place for him to realize that potential, it is for sure Kansas City. But that rookie year was so bad, and I'll never be able to unsee um, when they lost to Oklahoma in the manner that they did, and it was a painful loss, and a lot of guys laid it on
Yeah.
the line. And I remember seeing Kingsley, go out to midfield at LaVell Edwards Stadium, and it looked like he was saying his goodbyes, honestly.
Oh, he was gone. He was gone already.
But he didn't
Yeah,
play the
for
next
sure.
week against Oklahoma State. And I just thought that, hey, dude, you're still in contention for a bowl game.
Yeah.
Like, go if he could not play, that's one thing. We didn't have the injury report back then, so we don't truly know his status. But I would have loved to have seen him at least make an effort in that final game against Oklahoma State to try and help the team get to 6 wins the first year in the Big 12. So Kingsley's got a lot of work to do, and it's going to take a lot of hard work to overcome the stain of that rookie year, because to get picked that high and to be that bad in your first year in the NFL, that's hard to overcome. I want him to overcome it, and he's
Oh,
got
for
the
sure.
talent. He's got the talent to do so, but it's not going to be
It,
easy.
It's the talent, Matt. It's the talent. I've got to bank on the talent at the end of the day. And that leads me into my next guy, the comeback player of the year. I'm interested to see who you pick for this because I'm going to go Zach Wilson. I think that Zach Wilson is going to be the comeback player for the BYU guys. I expect him to play in at least 5, 6, 7 games this year. I don't trust Tua's
Meaning,
health.
meaning, meaning Tua is going to be concussed again. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I hope for Tua's sake that's not the case, but I just think the likelihood is more likely that that's the situation there than not.
And did
I think
he
that
he certifiably won the backup job over Quinn Ewers?
yeah, 1000%. Did you watch Quinn Ewers?
He had
It was
one
not
game that
good.
he was really
Yeah.
bad, and he had another game where he looked okay.
Yeah, it's also level of competition there. Zach has played in NFL offenses for a number of years now. He's played under multiple head coaches. He's seen a lot. So I think that having the pressure taken off of him of being the number 2 overall pick in New York, like that's all gone now. People don't look at Zach Wilson in the same light anymore. And so he can really come in from a backup standpoint, come in without a lot of the pressure that he experienced in New York. I think the year off with Sean Payton probably did wonders for him. And then also the fact that he's now been with Sean Payton and another offensive guy and Mike McDaniel, I think that those two things have probably done wonders for Zach's career and his mindset going into this Miami 1 year deal. So I I think that wherever he plays next, and I do believe that it will be this season with Miami. I do think that he's going to show a lot more than he did in his first few seasons in New York. Who is your comeback player of the year?
I am gonna go with a guy I just will never quit. I will never drop the torch on my guy Taysom Hill. I think this might be crazy, but there's a world in which their quarterback situation is so atrocious that by the time he is healthy and ready to go, that he gets a crack at quarterback again.
Oh
Now,
my gosh,
I don't wish that for him because I don't
that's
think
a
that
bold
team.
bold take.
I'm not saying it's going to happen. So do not put that label on me. I'm not saying on this pod that Taysom will be the starting quarterback. I'm just saying there is a real scenario in which Radler stinks, Tyler Shuck is not ready, and then do you go to a guy that has had success? And say what you want about Taysom Hill, the one thing that he is great at in the NFL is carrying the football. He is a dynamic wildcat quarterback. He is great with the ball in his hands. And if you need to make something happen, you want a Taysom Hill. You want a Jalen Hurts. You want a Jane Daniels. Guys that are dual threat. Rattler's not dual threat. And Tyler Shuck's certainly not dual threat. So I thought it was really noteworthy that they didn't cut him. I know we talked about that a little bit in our debut episode that he was on the chopping block. I think it speaks volumes within the organization that
Yeah,
they are not going to cut him, even though you would look at that salary and say, for a gadget guy, not a full time tight end who's hurt, why would you keep him? You have to keep him because he means that much to the city and he means that much to the team. And they truly believe in his ability to be a leader, to teach these guys to do things the right way. That's why he's around. So I think whenever he comes back, it's not going to be in September. It'd be a miracle if he came back in October. But let's say he gets back after Halloween and he's got still 2 months of the season. He could be an instrumental piece to that team, even though they're not going to be very good. I don't think they'll be in the playoffs, but I think Taysom is going to yet again bounce back from injury. And let's watch closely. To quote our dear friend Lee Corso, shout out to him. I guess we can't call him a friend because I don't know him personally, but I did get emotional, Kyle, watching Lee Corso's last game day. Keep an eye on Taysom Hill and the Saints and what can happen there. So don't doubt, sweetheart, Taysom Hill.
I like it. I had a feeling you were going to go that way on your pick, so no surprise there. You and I were Taysom diehards till the end, so I have a lot of agreement with what you said. But Matt, you've made it to work. Your robot car
Let's
has
hey
driven
let,
you
let's squeeze
from your
in
home.
one more. Let's get one more category in here.
All right. Well, let's go general for this one. We're gonna go. We're gonna go with the big one here. We're gonna go Super Bowl pick. Let's see who your NFC champ is, who's your
Oh,
AFC champ, and who's gonna meet in February for the Lombardi Trophy.
this is really really difficult.
I had
I'm gonna
more
go
trouble
with
picking this year than years past. I don't feel good about a lot of teams that I felt good about in the past. I don't know, 3 4 years.
I am going to pick out of the AFC the Buffalo Bills. I think they're finally going to do it. I think that Josh Allen is going to be unbelievable. I don't know if you watched Hard Knocks on HBO, but he just looks like he's always looked like an unbelievable athlete. But I'm just talking about demeanor. I'm talking about happiness. I'm talking about just the intangibles. He looks like he is on cloud nine after getting married. And then you couple that just comfort in your personal life, because that's important. If your personal
Sure,
life
sure.
is in the right place, it makes a world of difference. I don't care if you're an athlete or it's you and me. If we are, if we have a great relationship and things are clicking with our spouses, does it make life a little better? I think it absolutely does. So I think that plus his physical skills, and I think that team is really talented offensively. Give me the Buffalo Bills over the Baltimore Ravens, I may add. I don't think the Chiefs are getting to the championship game this year. Out of the NFC, I'm going to go with the Philadelphia Eagles losing in the championship game to the Detroit Lions. I'm going with it, even though I feel awful picking it because they lost Ben Johnson. But then, to
Yeah.
your point, it's the talent. They're just ridiculous amount of talent on that team. The offensive line is one of the best in the league. Jared Goff's a good quarterback. Jamar Gibbs, 1 year older, 1 year wiser, good receiving core. Defensively, let's not forget last year, defensively, they were a mess at the end of that year.
Oh
Aiden
yeah.
Hutchinson breaks his leg. I mean, they were down to practice squad guys. So I'm going to go Detroit over Philly and Buffalo over Baltimore, and I will take the Buffalo Bills to win the championship over the Detroit Lions.
I like it. I think that Buffalo is going to be in the AFC title game. I agree with that. And the Chiefs pick, it's one of those ones where it's like
You
it's
can't
hard
pick the
to
Chiefs again.
no. It's hard to knock them, but then after last season, I'm like, okay, now I can knock them. Like they did not look good in the Super Bowl. And so I'm going to knock them down this year. I also have the exact same AFC title game, but I have the Baltimore Ravens coming out of it. I have Baltimore in the Super Bowl. I think Lamar Jackson was spectacular last season, and
Are
hopefully,
you worried about at what
I
point does Derrick Henry fall off the cliff, though?
yeah, I don't think he's going to be as good as he was last year, but Lamar's so talented. Like he's ridiculous, man. Like the MVPs that he has won are warranted. He is so underrated as a passer as well. People look at
Yeah.
him just as a mobile quarterback. He throws a really nice ball. He's pretty accurate, and I think that some of the things that they've been able to do with their offense since Todd Monken has come over from the college side to the NFL have been really good for Lamar and that offense. And then their defense has just been lights out. Like their defense is always something that you can hang your hat on, hang their hat on if you're them. So I'm gonna go with Baltimore as far as that's concerned. The NFC was really difficult for me as well because I was like, I don't feel good about any of these teams, and like do I want to pick the Eagles to repeat? It's really hard to repeat as a Super Bowl champ. Super hard, super difficult. We saw that with the gap between the Chiefs and the Patriots. So I actually am going to go with somebody different than the Eagles, but I do think the Eagles make the championship game. And I'm going to go with a kind of wild pick. It's also a popular pick, I feel like, this year for a lot of people. That's the Green Bay Packers. They, I think, have the potential. I'm still a little iffy on Jordan Love. I don't know if he's the guy yet. Like, I think he's a franchise quarterback, but I don't know if he's at that level. The AFC quarterbacks that you talked about, the Burrows, the Mahomes, all the Josh Allens, Lamar Jacksons of the world. I need to see
I'll
a little
make it
bit more
easy
out of
for
him.
you. He's not at that level. He's nowhere near that level.
No, for sure. He's not there yet, but like I think that the potential to get there is there within him. Um, I he's got he's got a lot of talent around him, and he's got an offensive genius as a head coach. And so the defensive guys that they have, I feel like them or the Lions are the two that they're the ones out of that division that I'm worried about. I think either one of them I could see facing the Eagles in the NFC Championship game, but I'm gonna go with the Packers. I think that they've got the potential to get there, so I'm gonna go that. And then as far as Super Bowl pick, I've got to go with the Ravens. I think they're gonna get it done. I think Lamar is finally gonna get over the hump there.
Well, good stuff. I made it to work safely. Let this be a testament to you that full self driving is coming and it is successful. So, big fan. Good stuff. And now we'll kind of maybe get on a more regular cadence here as the season gets underway.
Yeah, I'm excited to actually talk about football games results. We can talk about Puka Nakua scoring touchdowns, Fred Warner strip sack, fumble recovery, that kind of stuff. It'll be good. So we're gonna kick things off tonight. Eagles Cowboys. That should be a fun one. There's drama with those organizations and the rivalry that is the Eagles and the Cowboys. So that'll be a fun game tonight. He's Matt Biomonte. He's gonna go to work. You can follow him on X at Biomonte Matthew. And you can, or Matthew or Matt. It's just Matt, right?
Matt's
At
great, but I
Biomonte
love the
Matt.
tagline. I'm Matt Biomonte.
No,
I got to go to work.
it's great. It's great. I love it. And you can follow me at Kyle Ireland. Until we talk Sunday night, recapping some actual games. This has been the Cougs in the Pros podcast.